Good Tuesday evening, September 23rd, and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Here are a few of the stories we have coming up for you tonight. A 41-year-old Chelan resident pleaded guilty yesterday to providing fentanyl to local juveniles in exchange for sex and compromising photographs. After a 15-day closure, Knapps Hill Tunnel on Highway 97A near Chelan is reopened. More hazy conditions expected tomorrow with wind and less smoke in the forecast for Thursday. Your full local weather forecast is coming up. A wildfire 10 miles north of Mansfield grew to an estimated 85 acres on Monday before crews were able to encircle it. The Dyer Hill road fire broke out close to 1 p.m. in dry grass and brush near Bridgeport Hill Road at the intersection with Dyer. The flames moved into the Foster Creek wildlife area and went to 2 alarms, drawing in teams from local fire districts before the Department of Natural Resources took the lead, providing aerial attack. No one was evacuated and no structures were lost, but the fire damaged 8 utility poles, cutting electricity and fiber internet connections for about 425 households in northern Douglas County. The fire was declared contained by roughly 6 p.m. The Douglas County PUD said last night power was restored to all but a few customers in the area. A 41-year-old Chelan resident pleaded guilty yesterday to providing fentanyl to local juveniles in exchange for sex and compromising photographs. Abraham Escalara's 2 admitted victims were 13 and 15 years old. Escalara was arrested by Chelan County Sheriff's deputies in 2023 after one of the victims disclosed the abuse to Wenatchee police. His plea in Chelan County Court admitted to 4 out of a total 16 criminal counts, delivering a controlled substance to a minor, 2 counts of promoting sexual abuse of a minor, and obstruction of law enforcement. Deputies say that last count comes from Escalara's attempt to delete photos and videos off his phone while handing it over to a detective. Prosecutors say they'll ask for just over 14 years in prison when he's sentenced in late October. Escalara remains held in the Chelan County Jail, where he's been in custody for almost 2 years. More than 50 people attended a September 18th East Wenatchee City Council workshop for a discussion on the city's policy on displaying banners around main thoroughfares. Our media partner, the Wenatchee World, reports that council member Christine Johnson said she disagrees with the city's current banner policy, specifically the theme around equity and diversity, as she does not believe public funds should be spent towards installing items like the pride flag. Equity and diversity is one of 4 approved banner themes alongside federal holidays, city-sponsored events, and the Mosawa Sister City celebration. Council member Ettore Castellante said one of the changes he's proposing would expand the list of allowed themes. City Clerk Laura Leon asked the council members to provide her any proposed revisions to the display policy by October 9th. The issue would then be put up for a vote at the council's October 21st meeting. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife is holding its commissioners' meeting in Wenatchee this week. The regular meeting is scheduled for Saturday at 8 a.m. as part of a multi-day retreat at the Hilton Garden Inn. In addition to taking public input, the commission will consider 4 proposed land transactions, including some in Douglas and Okanogan counties. Commissioners will go over and draft resident native trout harvest policy to develop fishing rules for Washington trout populations. The commission has 9 members, including 2 who live in the Wenatchee Valley. Commissioner John Lemcool of Wenatchee and Vice Chair Molly Linville of Palisades. For a full agenda of the meeting, visit the Fish and Wildlife website. When we come back, after a 15-day closure, Knapps Hill Tunnel on Highway 97A near Chelan has reopened. The Okanagan County Sheriff's Office is offering a $1,500 reward for information related to an explosive device found last week along a walking path near Tonasket High School. And a brush fire in Tumwater Canyon outside Leavenworth was kept to a minimum by fire crews Monday night. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Now there are even more reasons to meet at the Pybus Market. Outdoor dining and tastings, the fabulous Farmers Market, Saturday artisans on the concourse, and your favorites all week long. No matter the reason, it's always time to meet at the Pybus Market. Pybus Market, where community meets. Welcome to Mountain Chick Floral, your go-to flower and plant shop in downtown Wenatchee. Explore their wide variety of unusual and fun plants. And when you buy a plant in a container, they'll pot it up for you absolutely free. Birthday or weddings, they'll create the perfect floral arrangement for you. Brighten up your office with fresh blooms delivered to your door or business. Ask about floral subscriptions. Visit Mountain Chick Floral today, where every occasion is a reason to celebrate with flowers.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
After a 15-day closure, Knapps Hill Tunnel on Highway 97A near Chelan has reopened. The Washington State Department of Transportation temporarily shut down the tunnel on September 8th to replace the failing light system, rerouting drivers to Highway 971 and Highway 97. Crews managed to finish installing the new light system 2 days ahead of schedule, and the tunnel officially reopened on Monday afternoon. The new lighting system features 160 bulbs, complete with new wiring and conduits that adjust to the level of daylight outside. The new lights also come with a backup system in case of blackouts. The Okanagan County Sheriff's Office is offering a $1,500 reward for information related to an explosive device found last week along a walking path near Tonasket High School. Sheriff Paul Boudreau says that on Thursday, a woman walking the path discovered the explosive containing black powder. A bomb technician with the Spokane County Sheriff's Office was brought in to detonate the item. No one was injured. The Tonasket School District canceled all classes and activities the following day to help law enforcement work that case. The case remains under investigation. If anyone has information regarding the case, they're asked to call 509-422-7232. A brush fire in Tumwater Canyon outside Leavenworth was kept to a minimum by fire crews Monday night. Chelan County Fire District 3 and Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue were called out just after 8 p.m. to milepost 98 on Highway 2, about 2 miles west of the city. The highway was briefly closed to allow firefighter access, but the fire was held to roughly half an acre in size. No structures were damaged. Coming up next in tonight's feature story, we will give you an overview of the middle housing market in the Wenatchee Valley. More haze in our Wednesday forecast with breezy weather conditions on Thursday. I'll have your local weather details coming up, and Eric Granstrom will take a look at all the day's sports as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after the break.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Merry Maids can clean your entire home, business, or vacation rental from top to bottom, inside and out. Merry Maids will even take care of cleaning your carpets, and they can pressure wash your home. Merry Maids has thousands of happy customers. They've been cleaning homes and businesses in our valley for over 25 years. Check out their glowing reviews at merrymaidesofwenatchee.com and call the cleaning experts, Merry Maids, to get your free estimate. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. So relax, it's done.
Is your yard outdated, overgrown, or just not working for your lifestyle? At Bailey's Pro Landscaping, they specialize in transforming ordinary outdoor spaces into beautiful, low-maintenance landscapes built for Central Washington living. From custom designs to full installation, they bring expertise, creativity, and craftsmanship to every job. Your yard has potential. Start your project with Bailey's Pro Landscaping.
Back in October, NCWLIFE News took you on a walking tour of Wenatchee middle housing, smaller and denser developments like apartments and duplexes in a medium price range. After that tour for council members, the Wenatchee City Council adopted ordinances to make designing and building such housing easier and more attractive for developers. The community nonprofit Our Valley, Our Future had been advocating for such a change. In tonight's feature story, earlier this year, they put together this overview of the middle housing market here in the Wenatchee Valley.
Wenatchee is a beautiful place and geographically unique. We're nestled between mountains and a river, and our land area is largely built out. So our, residential development is largely already filled with single-family homes. We have a shortage of housing types in all income categories. We need about 240 units a year to be produced, and we're only seeing about half of that every year. Our community already knows that this is an important issue. A teacher with a median income of about $80,000 can't afford to buy an average home. Young professionals who want to keep living near where they work, it's already affecting their ability to continue to choose Wenatchee as their home. That's a problem for our community. When our city first established, we had a big population boom. One of the first industries was the development of the railroad, and along with that, agriculture, of course. A diversity of housing types was needed to accommodate all these different industries. And a lot of the housing were middle housing type units.
Middle housing is very much a group that falls within things like duplex, triplex, fourplex, cottage housing.
Middle housing helps bridge the gap between the single family houses and these really big apartment complexes.
So we saw our city form with a diversity of different housing types. About the mid-1900s, restrictive zoning didn't allow very many different types of housing units like that to be developed. It really restricted development to single family only in most residential zones, while allowing apartment buildings to be built in denser areas. So you had the one extreme of only one unit, and then the other extreme of multiple attached units. So today, Wenatchee is missing this middle type housing, and we have a significant need for it. The City Development Code needs to be supportive of allowing that creative development for these diverse housing types. And that is part of what the city has been doing since 2017 when we passed our first real middle housing code update.
The city has really been ahead of these zoning changes that are coming down and new codes so that they can work together with builders to allow for infill housing.
Middle housing is exciting to me as an architect. Some people might see a property or parcel as unusable, but I think once you start to dig into the codes and the zoning, you actually can find some pretty interesting solutions.
It also has the added benefit of reducing commute times, which reduces traffic congestion and helps people build more community. If you're able to walk or have a short drive to work, then you're interacting and engaging with your neighbors in your community and those who work around you.
I think there's a great opportunity with middle housing as a builder. Wenatchee has a lot of single-family homes on larger lots, so we've been able to focus on, buying a single-family home. Sometimes we keep that single-family home and build units in the back. We've turned single-family houses into duplexes. That's been really advantageous for us as builders to be able to take a lot that's already, hooked up to infrastructure, not just be starting from scratch on a totally, brand new lot. As we've built these projects and really integrated them into the look and feel of the neighborhood, I've had people come back and say, oh, this is a beautiful project, I'm really glad it's here.
What excites me and would like to see in the next 20 years in our area is more of these missing middle housing projects throughout our valley, honestly.
Infill housing, middle housing is exactly the right tool to decrease urban sprawl. Right now, we're surrounded by mountains here in Wenatchee, and using infill housing as a means to get more housing units as we have all these people moving into town is a really, really important way to provide housing.
I am excited to think about the diversity of our community, where we have Stamilt farmers and restaurant owners, all local workers who can have diverse lifestyles, and they can live and have their diverse needs for a home met.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and I hope you had a great Tuesday. Well, as good a Tuesday as you could have with this terrible air that we've had all day long here in the Wenatchee Valley. This is our Jump Off Ridge North camera looking at Wenatchee, and yeah, we're under that ridge and this layer of smoke that you can see over the city with blue sky above that. But boy, our air quality has been terrible throughout the day today. This is our number from about 3 o'clock this afternoon, almost 200, and that is just bordering the very unhealthy category, and we actually jumped over that 200 mark at various times throughout the afternoon. It has not been good out there this afternoon. The good news is, as we get into our forecast later this week, I think we'll still see some haze on Wednesday with some sunshine. Temperatures will warm into the mid and upper 80s, but this is the day I'm looking at, Thursday. We have a fire weather watch because of the wind on Thursday, but I'm thinking the winds will clear and scour out some of this smoke as we get into Thursday. We'll cool down a bit into the upper 70s to around 80. Maybe some breezy winds Friday. I don't think so for us, with temperatures again in the upper 70s. And then as we get into the to the weekend rather, partly cloudy skies Saturday, a chance of morning showers Sunday, with highs again upper 70s to lower 80s. Today's high temperature unofficially 78 degrees, and that's lower than we thought, mainly because of that thick smoke all afternoon. 74 our normal temperature for this time of year. 90 our record high, and that was set in 1974. We were at 50 this morning, and that is right on with where we should be for this time of year. 36 our record low. That's set in 1996. Sunrise this morning 6:49, and it sets this evening at 6:56. Take taking a look at those Wednesday temperatures, yeah, we'll warm up a little bit because we won't see as much smoke tomorrow, so the sun will have a little more power out there. 83, Moses Lake, Ephrata and Quincy, Wenatchee, Eniat, Chelan, and up into Omak. We'll be slightly warmer than that at 84. And a nice day in the Upper Valley, Lake Wenatchee 80, Leavenworth at 82, Cashmere, your high temperature tomorrow at 83 degrees. Tonight we do expect haze and that smoke to continue. Very strong northwesterly flow bringing all of that smoke into the valley. We'll see low temperatures tonight, a little warmer than the past couple of nights, into the mid-50s. For your Wednesday, hazy, will be a little bit warmer. I think we'll see a little bit more sunshine tomorrow, so that'll get our temperatures most likely into the mid-80s. Boy, it's all going to depend on how much smoke we'll see tomorrow. For Thursday, partly cloudy skies, but windy conditions. Low pressure to our east, high pressure to our west. We'll also see a mini cold front slide through the state on Thursday. Going to stay plenty warm, though, with high temperatures on Thursday, right around 80, maybe the low 80s. For Friday, mostly sunny and a little bit cooler. You can see our air is going to come down at us from the north on Friday, so that'll cool us back into the mid-70s, closer to where we should be for this time of year. And then as we get into the upcoming weekend, Saturday looks nice, partly cloudy and warmer with high temperatures into those low 80s for Saturday. And then another weak system. In fact, it's hard to even see as we get you into Sunday. A little area of low pressure just in southeast Washington could kick off some morning showers. I should say mostly cloudy skies on Sunday and warm as that system kind of develops on Sunday. Low 80s for high temperatures. And then on Monday, here is that dip in our jet stream and our barometric pressure lines, and that could bring a morning shower our way. I think most of that will stay in western Washington on Monday, partly cloudy by afternoon with high temperatures Monday in the upper 70s. All right, your 7-day forecast now, 56 overnight tonight. Boy, a beautiful day on tap for Wednesday. Hopefully not a lot of smoke, 84 our high. Windy conditions and partly cloudy, 81 for Thursday, and then mostly sunny and 76 for Friday. Boy, a nice weekend ahead, lower 80s with partly to mostly cloudy skies. And then on Monday, maybe a morning shower with partly cloudy skies by afternoon. High temperature then, 78 degrees. And that's a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. High school sports is back this fall on the NCWLIFE channel. Watch Eastmont, Wenatchee, and Cashmere games right here. Sponsored in part by our Platinum supporter Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Biosports Physical Therapy, Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Valley Tractor. Watch high school sports all fall right here on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel. A good Tuesday to you. The Mariners begin the final week of the regular season at home tonight against Colorado. Seattle has won 14 of the last 15 games and have taken over first place in the American League West. They welcome a Rockies team that is far and away the worst team in baseball. They're 43 and 115. That's 15 fewer wins than the Chicago White Sox. We know how bad they are. First pitch at T-Mobile Park is at 6:40. That'll be on Root Sports Northwest. As Seattle welcomes Colorado tonight, the magic number to wrap up up a division title is 3. Houston is in Sacramento to face the Athletics tonight at 7:05. Angels are hosting Kansas City while Texas is hosting the Twins. Houston is tied with Cleveland for the final wild card playoff spot. Well, the Seahawks are flying high after a big 44-13 win over the Saints last weekend, while the defense, special teams, and passing game came through Sunday. Coach Mike McDonald is still not satisfied with the running game. According to Coach, it all starts up front.
You just got to block it better and run it better. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. Right now you could probably bring up a bunch of run stats. It's going to be descriptive of the same thing. At the end of the day, we're calling the plays are fine. We got to execute better. Got to block it better. Got to run it better. Unfortunately, it's just really that simple for you. It's not really a huge story behind it. We just got to play better.
Seattle is a short week to find a running attack as they travel to Arizona Thursday night to face the Cardinals. Game will be broadcast on Prime Video as well as Q13 Fox in Seattle. The Western Hockey League season is underway with the Wenatchee Wild entering its 3rd year in the league as they prepare to face the Everett Silvertips Saturday in Wenatchee. Assistant General Manager Chris Clark visited with Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley about how well the preseason went.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's just an opportunity we have upwards of 16 new players that weren't here last year that have to learn new systems, learn to live in a new area, learn new teammates. And so those exhibition games are huge to get those guys acclimated and learning how we're going to play here in Wenatchee. And then on top of it, there's also healthy competition that we knew that we were going to bring in 30 to 35 guys to compete for 25 spots. And I think even the guys that unfortunately had to leave and are going to play elsewhere, I thought the competition this year was unbelievable. That we had legitimately 30 to 35 guys that could have made this team, and now we're down to about 27, obviously with Blake still at NHL camp, Blake Vanek being at NHL camp, but we'll get down to 25 here, and it's been a great preseason overall.
According to several preseason polls, the Wild are expected to challenge for the Western Conference title this year. Clark says proof will be in the pudding.
Everybody reads social media, everybody sees the preseason polls, and I think our group is excited to show that we're ready to make the next step, that we want to get back to the playoffs. Obviously, that was disappointing not making it last year. Part of it was circumstance, and we knew that we were going to have to move some pieces that would have helped us make the playoffs, but I think this group is very eager to get back in that playoff race, and that's the goal. And once you get in, anything can happen, as we see in sports every year, that you just got to get in and see what happens. But we definitely have a very, very motivated group down there that they're excited to prove some people wrong this year.
Wenatchee and Everett will drop the puck at the Town Toyota Center coming up Saturday night at 6 o'clock. For tickets, go to WenatcheeWildHockey.com. Well, a busy prep girls soccer schedule got underway earlier today with Chelan hosting Pateras, Oroville's visiting Okanagan, while Brewster's hosting Liberty Bell. Bridgeport is at Tenasket. The later games have Wenatchee at Moses Lake. Fred is hosting Ellensburg. Grandview visits Quincy. Cashmere's on the road at Natchez Valley. Eastmont was supposed to host Davis tonight, but because of the poor air quality here in the Wenatchee Valley, that game has been postponed. It'll be played on Thursday instead. Wenatchee's volleyball team is back home tonight to host Moses Lake at 6:30. Other matches find Othello at Quincy. Fred is hosting Manson. Cashmere is at Natchez Valley. Chelan is hosting Cascade. Omax at Bridgeport. Liberty Bell hosts Brewster. Soap Lake is at Waterville Mansfield. Pateras visits Moses Lake Christian. Etiot's hosting Oroville. Eastmont playing on the road at Davis tonight at 7 o'clock. Hey, a reminder, NCWLIFE channel will broadcast Friday's Big 9 tilt between Wenatchee and Moses Lake. We're talking football. The Mavericks are 3-0 coming into Leibofto Field of the Apple Bowl, while the Panthers are 2-1. Grant Olson and Paul Collard will have the play-by-play with the pregame getting underway at 6:30 at Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Hey, a reminder that our partners at the Wenatchee World are asking for your vote on the NCW Athlete of the Week. You have a slow-pitch softball player, a couple of football players, and a soccer player from which to choose. Cast your vote for Eastmont's Ava Garcia, Cashmere's Isaac Zavala, Wenatchee's Josiah Walker, or Cascade's Sofia Vicente. Head to the Wenatchee World's sports page to cast your vote. Voting is open until Thursday morning at 10 o'clock, and good luck to those nominees. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.
And that will do it for this Tuesday edition of the NCW Life News. Remember, you can find us at ncwlife.com, on our social media channels, or on our mobile app. Our channel is available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Download the NCW Life app to your devices and share the news with friends and family. You can email us with news tips anytime at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks so much for being with us and have a great night.